Matt Reeves' Batman reboot explores the early days of Batman's career, about 2 years into it, and focuses on the younger Bruce Wayne who is haunted by his past, as well as new villain who is leaving victims all over the city for him to find. We see in the trailer as Batman is hunted by a serial killer who is leaving him letters at every crime scene, teasing that the movie will feel more like a detective story than the usual action take. The trailer also gives us our first look at several villains, including Riddler, Penguin, and Catwoman, and a gang that seems to call back to a group first introduced in an animated series. While the trailer makes quite a few things clear about this new Batman movie universe, there are few lingering questions left in this promo week. So we are going to break down the trailer to see what's really going on in the Batman. And if there is anything you spot in the trailer that we missed, let us know in the comments. Hello everyone, welcome back to Movie Buff. Let's get started. The trailer starts with the character reveals right away, giving us our first look at the Batman's version of the Riddler. At least I'm pretty sure this is him. The Riddle-obsessed villain isn't really known for wearing a full mask with glasses over it. This is the perfect version for this new take on the Riddler, who seems more like a serial killer here than the mischief character we know from the comics, video games, and Batman Forever. The trailer definitely sets up the Riddle as the main villain of the piece, a killer obsessed with getting to the Batman by leaving behind corpses and messages for the Dark Knight at his crime scenes. Above we see one such victim, his face wrapped in a tape with the words "No More Lies" written over it. Uncovering a lie seems to be a major aspect of the movie, as its message the Riddler repeats the Batman several times in the trailer. It suggests that the Riddler knows something about the caped crusader that no one else does. Does the villain know that Bruce Wayne is masked with regenerate, or does this lie run much deeper than that? The trailer makes us think that the Riddler knows a secret about Bruce's past. The Riddler, who seems to be speaking to Batman throughout the video, tells the Dark Knight at the end of the trailer that he is part of this, meaning whatever the villain is doing was designated to punish Bruce for something. We see Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon investigating the crime scene the Riddler leaves behind at the start of the trailer. While a forensic team takes photographs and gathers evidence, one piece evidence is a green envelope left behind for Batman. Inside is a card with a riddle that I can't quite make out, but it's undoubtedly meant to the lead world's greatest detective to the next clue in the Riddler's twisted game. We also see the Riddler has also picked up a few things from the Zodiac Killer's book of riddles, as he leaves behind a code for the bat to crack. A blind and you will miss it, a shot for a framed newspaper at the crime scene, gives fans of the Dark Knight and the Long Hallway a nice Easter egg to mull over. We already knew John Turturro was set to play crime boss Carmine Falcone in the movie, but now we know that his comrade in crime, Salvatore Morini, also exists in this universe and has been busted for transporting drugs at some point before the start of the movie. Was Moron one of the Batman's early targets? Maybe, we will find out. Here is an excellent look at what the top half of the Batman suit looks like. It's pretty much a suit of armor, although the cowl and cape seem to be made of leather, and as we already knew, this Batman has a collar, which is pretty newer addition to the usual suits designed for the movies. This scene also confirms that by year 2 of Batman's career, he is already on good terms with Gordon and the GCDP, although something tells me that relationship ain't gonna last very long. I have no idea who this is, but I'm gonna guess it, the Batman's version of Commissioner Loeb, the corrupt head of the police that preceded Gordon. Since the movie is setting a GCTP-centric spin-off on HBO about the corruption inside the police force, I'm gonna to assume this version of Loeb will be a little bit closer, power-hungry chief introduced in Frank Miller and David Mitchell's Batman Year 1. We also get a look at the new Batcave, which is about as minimalist as the Dark Knight's secret lair can get. In fact, it looks more like a garbage than a secret underground science lab surveillance station. It even looks like this version of Bruce spends more time working on Batmobile than on his computer piecing mysteries together. Can you even call that a Bat computer? It looks like a workbench with a dual monitor PC setup. Does this dude even get Wi-Fi inside his underground mechanic shop? Bruce is at someone's funeral when a car comes crashing through the church. Inside seems to be a man with a bomb and letter for Batman strapped to his chest. Does the Riddler know Batman is attending already, or does he think this last scheme will lure him there? Either way, we also get our best look at Pattinson as Bruce. It's interesting to see a version of Bruce who doesn't spot slicked black billionaire hair. Instead, Pattinson wears more of an ammo silk, very fitting for the mood of this trailer. We get our first look at Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, doing what she does best, stealing. Reeves said during DC fandom that this version of Selina hasn't quite morphed into a Catwoman at the start of the film and is instead still being shaped into the master thief we know and love. The trailer shows us a brief snippet of Selena taking on Batman, suggesting that the characters will be at odds with each other in the movie. But could this be the start for a love-hate relationship, like what he was seen in the past takes on this duo? This should be interesting. We also get to see Cullen Farrell's absolutely incredible transformation into the scared Oswald Cobblepot, who according to Reeves is still working his way up the crime ladder in the movie. He is not yet the powerful crime lord known as the Penguin, but it sure seems like he causes plenty of havoc for the Bat nonetheless. Here is why we mentioned the Joker connection earlier. The gang of face-painted goons that challenge Batman in the trailer sure look inspired by the Clown Prince of Crime. My initial reaction was the Batman was doing the Jokers. The Joker's worship gang introduced in the Batman Beyond animated series, but what if these guys were actually inspired by Arthur Fleck's actions in the 70s set movie? We knew that by the end of the Joker, Arthur has a cult following rallying around him despite the fact that he is admitted to murdering quite a few people by the point. His followers who don't dare clown own masks and marks see Arthur as a freedom fighter, someone fighting for justice in a corrupt city, where the rich have it all and the poor have nothing. It wouldn't be surprising to see that Arthur has become a symbol all these years, inspiring the next generations to go out into the streets and cause their own chaos. But whatever, Batman kicks out their ass and says, "I'm vengeance." While Batman and the GCDP seem to be a golden terms at the start of the trailer, things have certainly taken a turn later. We first see Bats getting into a scuffle inside an interrogation room surrounded by cops and then later escaping a building while police officers shoot at him. The second shot actually seems to recreate the famous panels from Year 1 where the Dark Knight escapes an abandoned building surrounded by the GCDP with the help of a swarm boats, a scene that also inspired an action sequence in Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins. Why are Batman and the GCDP suddenly at odds? It's possibly this is part of the Riddler's plan to destroy the Bat. Has the villain framed the Dark Knight for something, or has Batman gone too far in his search for justice? The new Batmobile is front and center towards the tail end of the trailer. It's very cool and surprisingly realistic take on the Batmobile, unlike what we have seen in the past movies. This muscle car definitely looks like something Bruce would have worked on himself inside the Batcave. Finally, we got a look at Batman's Sans mask. There is no elegant bachelor under the cowl in the Batman but a beaten down, suit covered man who looks more troubled than any other Bruce before him. Pattinson's Bruce almost looked more inspired by the Crow than Batfleck, Christian Bale or Michael Keaton before him. It definitely looks like he's taking the character in a new direction. So that's the breakdown of the new Batman trailer and the end of the video. Now don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and exclusive videos. Check the description for new links and Justice League breakdown, and also comment your suggestions. Let us know if we have missed anything. Thank you.